I'm feeling very much so summertime fine with this one because, summertime is meant for curly hair. And I always love a good curly unit. And what's even better, this is a half wig. I'm not a half wig girl, but I'm a half wig girl now. And this unit is by ISEE Hair. And it's one of their newest upgraded units that they have right now. So my package did come with a cute box, a lace melting band, some accessories, and some tips on wig care because that's very important when it comes to curly hair too, and an adjustable removable elastic band with some silicone stripping on there. I like that. So this is the Burmese curly half wig, and this is in 26 inches, and it has the finger coiled ends. So they have really upgraded the textures when it comes to ICEE Hair's inventory. Okay, they have a lot of different things on there, and I'm very impressed with this curly finger coiled ends look. And you're going to find out later why I'm so impressed, okay? So this is a half unit. There are combs all around the perimeter of this unit, and I really appreciate that as someone who has a smaller head. Because back in the day, half wigs used to scare me because they used to fit big all the time. But not with this one because I do have a drawstring. I do have some extra security with this elastic adjustable band. So with this Burmese curly hair, I wanted to see how it would perform after it's washed because I know sometimes curly hair can look a little bit different after we wash and condition it. So I'm testing here. I'm just kind of raking through the curls to test, the quality of the hair. It's very soft, I will say, straight out of the box. So I can tell like, okay, this is decent quality for what I know right now. Okay, but we're going to find out more. We're going to find out way more after we wash and condition it because I feel like that's how I know for sure what kind of quality hair I have here. So I always use a clarifying shampoo and then follow up with a moisturizing shampoo and a moisturizing conditioner when it comes to curly hair. And in my opinion, the unit always just looks way better after you wash and condition it. And that's actually how I maintenance a lot of my curly units and preserve the quality of the unit. So I'm going to go ahead and, water this on down, get it ready for some shampoo. So I went in with first the clarifying shampoo just to get all product off of it if there is any. I'm sure there isn't, because it's straight out of the box. But, just to get a little factory off, you know what I mean? Just a little refresh and reset. And then I always follow up with a moisturizing shampoo right after just to, put some moisture back up in here after we clarified. And it's really important to clarify curly hair because of the products that you will be putting on there to give it the best look and result. And this is actually how I maintenance my curly units also. And I am very impressed with how the hair feels and how it looks. I did not receive a lot of shedding when I was washing this unit because also when it comes to curly units, a little bit of hair shed is indeed normal, okay? So right now I am putting on the, the moisturizing conditioner, and let me tell you, it is feeling amazing. I am very impressed with how it looks. Look at this. The curls are popping, and it looks slightly different than what it did before, okay? So the next step is to put my leave-in conditioner on, and I am doing this spray leave-in. I like using spray leave-ins when it comes to like the Burmese curly textures like this because it's a little more lightweight and gets the job done. So now this is my favorite part, is the foam. So I like to use a soft hold foam, and this one is by Paul Mitchell. It's my favorite, and look how these curls are popping with this Burmese curly texture. Absolutely stunning. So this is 26 inches, so I prefer to do it this way versus sometimes spraying the hair with the unit on and then diffusing it. That's just too much hair and too much wetness for me. So I like to wash mine prior to wear to get that fluffy curly look. So at the very ends, I'm just doing some finger coils just to get those curls to pop at the very ends. And I am very impressed with that upgrade of the curly ends. It looks completely different than what it did when I first pulled it out of the box. Isn't that crazy, y'all? I actually prefer this look, and I do like the curly ends because other units, the curls would just kind of dry straight, but this one actually curls up. So I'm going to allow this to air dry overnight, okay? And this looks absolutely beautiful, okay? And I like my units, especially the long ones, to dry like this overnight so it can get thoroughly dried so I can slay the day. So now it's time to put this bad boy on, and look how it air dried, y'all. And It looks so juicy. It smells really good too with, the shampooing that I did. I put some conditioner on here, and that silicone conditioner really, really does wonders when it comes to curly hair. So now it's time for the fun part. I did do my own hair. I pulled out a very, very small amount of lead out, and I did a flat twist in the very front, and I just plaited the back. Just some simple plaits, you know what I mean. And so for my half wig, I am going to use this satin-like wig cap. I actually do this with a lot of my half wigs, use a black dome cap so it won't peek through, anything. Not saying that it will, but I just want to make sure that I'm covering all my bases. So a black wig cap works great when it comes to half wigs. And so I'm just going to go ahead and it stays on. It's really secure, and I like these dome caps like this too. I'm going to add to the reason why I like this black dome cap before I move on to the next, because it doesn't dry my hair out. You know what I mean? Because the other dome caps can be a bit drying to your hair. So I really love, y'all, this half wig. It has so much security. The combs are all around the perimeter of this unit, and I was able just to slide that on in under the cap here, and everything felt so secure. And that's what I love about how ISEE Hair has upgraded their half wigs. I've tried a few of their half wigs that they've had in the past, and I feel like this one feels the most secure. Okay, so they've done some upgrading over there at ISEE Hair. So this is absolutely stunning. It has like a wet, juicy look to it. Okay, this is 26 inches, and I really feel like this looks super, super natural. I am 4'11", so this is the perfect length for me if I want that drama without it being just too much hair. So this is beautiful. It'll be perfect for vacation, and especially being that we're entering summertime coming up. So I did flexi rods the very end of my hair when I did my flat tips because I am relaxed. So I did, wash my hair, pulled out a very small amount of leave out, put some leave-in conditioner, and some moisturizer, and sealed. And to remove these, because they're air dried overnight, I'm just going to use a little bit of Olaplex to remove the flat twist, just to help me avoid any frizz from taking it out and things like that, and just to add a little shine. I love this Olaplex number 7. I recently featured this in my empties haul, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. So I'm just going to take this out, and I did the flat twist this size because it matches the curl pattern of the unit. And already it's like looking like my hair, you know what I mean? Because my natural, hair color is very, very dark. And the color of this unit is very, very dark too. And so juicy, so beautiful. So this is 26 inches. There isn't any layers to this. And so as I'm fluffing this out, I'm going to add some layers to give it a little bit of shape and body. So I want to create a little shape, a little body, a little movement. Because it's such a dramatic difference from the leave out to the length of the hair. And, creating some layers just allows me to, make that look a little bit more natural, a little bit more like, this is my hair. But it is my hair, though. So I'm making sure I have some shorter layers at the very top and then kind of gradually have the layers get longer in the very back. It is this dog barking outside. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. If it's annoying, my apologies. But back to the layers. You got to put some layers in here. Especially layers just make the unit look so much more beautiful. It's already beautiful, but the layers just have the curls just pop even more. And this is giving very much so to me, very much on Janet Jackson, very Janet era, very if I was your girl, the things I'll do to you. So I am loving this unit. I think, back in the day, I think this is a texture or a similar texture Janet used to wear in like the 90s, like the 93 era. So, yeah, I am really feeling this. This is so, so beautiful, and it blends with my leave out great. So I do feel like the Burmese curly texture goes well with, natural ladies as well, because it's a more of a curlier texture where you won't have to use a lot of heat on your natural hair. You can blend this really good too. You can do some, flat twist or some, a twist out, whatever your preference is, or even some little rollers to get this to blend, because the whole point for me too on this hair journey is to use, less heat or no heat and have low manipulation styles like this one, because I do have some leave out here, and that's what makes it low manipulation, not fully protective, you know what I mean? But I love the, ability to be able to switch up the look with a half wig, because years ago, half wigs were not this advanced. Okay, they used to be real big, real baggy, and I love with this unit. It does come with all the extra security of the combs, elastic band, and drawstring. That really is a game changer for me when it comes to this unit, which is making me feel more confident to wear them more often. So with half units, what I love too is I can do my baby hair up. You know, make it look like this is my hair, this coming out my damn, you know. So I like to do kind of like some soft baby hairs when it comes to curly units. And I actually could leave my edges just like this, and that's cute too. But I'm just gonna go for the dramatics. I'm gonna pull out a little bit of my little, you know, created side parts, you know, and I'm gonna take a little small curling iron to curl them, because that's just the look I like, you know, just to create that fluffy sideburn curly effect, you know what I mean, that the girls is doing. And I've been wearing these probably for about over a year now. So I am going to go ahead and use some spritz. So I want my baby hairs to be light and fluffy, and this spritz definitely gives me that look without having to use a lot of gels and a lot of product. So usually I do the spritz, and then I do one more spraying of hairspray just to set it in place. So this spritz really gets the job done as far as forming and getting the hair to, you know, maneuver and go where I want it to go. So I'm just going to do my baby hairs at the very top. I'm not going to add more baby hair. This is just the capacity of what I want to do it, because I don't want it to look like bangs, you know what I mean? Because it's supposed to just be like, oh, wispy, you know what I mean? So that's done, and that's cute, and I like it. I really like this unit, and what I tell you too, this unit is not heavy and it's not tugging on my hair. It is so comfortable. So I'm really feeling the density of this unit as well. All information about the specs of this unit will be down in the description below for you to check out too. But look how natural this looks, and it's staying in place. It's secure. So since I put those layers in, some of the ends became straight from cutting. So I'm just going to use some of this Paul Mitchell Curl Refresh and spray it in my hand and kind of just scrunch the hair, because I don't want to spray it directly on the hair, because I don't want to like re-wet the hair necessarily, because this is a lot of hair to be sitting in wet hair. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to put a little bit in my hand and just kind of reactivate those curls, and it definitely did that. So don't be fearful if you do need to put some layers in this unit. The curls do pop when you do cut them. You know what I mean? So I like this. This is real pretty. And I don't think I've ever had a wig this long before. So this is really long. So I can really see myself wearing this, you know, during the summertime, where you just want to put on a quick do that doesn't require a lot of maintenance of curling and flat ironing, because it's about to get hot, y'all. Summertime is coming, and you just want this look. And so I will tell you, after I did wash, condition, and mousse this down, I was able to keep this curly like this for a week and a half before I had to redo the process. So it is a very low maintenance wig. I did not sleep in this wig, y'all. So I do take the wig off each and every night, and I do retwist my leave out, and the curls did remain activated and popping for a week and a half before I was like, okay, I think it's time to refresh this, you know? So yeah, just to let you know that. And I'm feeling this. This is super cute, and I really love the coiled curly ends. I feel like that really makes a difference with this, with it looking way more natural, because it also kind of has a taper effect that's really beautiful and natural looking. So I will tell you, the more and more you fluff it, the bigger and bigger it gets, and the prettier and prettier it gets. Like once it came towards the end of the week where it was time to refresh it, I wore a headband with this, and it was real cute. The hair became a lot more fluffy and big. I kind of did like a little bit of the frizz look once it started to need to be washed. But other than that, the curls stayed exactly like this. The curl memory is so fire. So also you could put it up in a ponytail, do all of that good stuff if you want to. But this is beautiful. This almost looks like Sierra's hair in Get Up. Ooh, you remember that from '07? It's giving that. It's very juicy. The color is super rich. So yeah, y'all, everything about this unit will be down in the description below for you to check out. I am feeling this unit, okay, from ISEE Hair. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Everything that I use too will be down in the description below, along with the link to this unit from ISEE Hair. And I'll see you guys in the next video.